Navin Gurnaney joins us now. Navin, good morning. Nikunj Dalmia joining in. How are you holding up, my friend? These are interesting times. These are difficult times. Uh, Personally, I want to understand how things at your end.
Nikunj, can you hear me?
Yes, please. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Hey. So one of the effects of this pandemic has been that you've forgotten my name, Nikunj. I'm not Navin Kulkarni. I'm Navin Gurnaney. Just to be clear, is that the guy you were looking for today? Anyway.
No, slip of tongue. A slip of tongue. I admit it. My apologies.
Forgive you. I forgive you, Nikunj. Look, I think we can all safely say that this is the biggest thing that we've ever dealt with in our lives, right? Nothing seemed more impactful, I just made up a word, or restrictive than this. But I say kudos to all our partners and the leadership team. We're all holding up very nicely. Business continues, behind the scenes, quite in quite a hectic manner, I should say. We're on calls all the time, trying to make sure that our partners are safe and devising ways of getting the coffee that our Starbucks customers are clamoring for. Yes, so that's what's going on, and we're all holding up fine. This too shall pass, Nikunj. This too shall pass.
Well, we all are hoping and praying, and we are confident that this shall also pass, and we will be back with resilience and renewed energy. But Navin, let me address my next question on behalf of, let's say, Tata Global shareholders. Tata Global shareholders are curious as to what is happening to Starbucks now that operations are shut. What is happening on that account? What is happening on that front?
A lot is shut, right? We are in no different a place than almost everybody else. Right? Even the e-commerce companies are heavily affected, and this is a global impact. But as I said, I believe this is temporary. A matter of maybe 8-10 weeks before we get this under control. Perhaps an impact of 8-10 months on business, maybe longer, but we're not talking 8-10 years here. We're not. I'm confident that India will bounce back. So we take it one day at a time, and no one really knows exactly what the impact is going to be. But I think that the recovery will be quite substantial. It'll take time. Make no mistake. No one is suggesting that we're going to go back to pre-COVID days, in 3 weeks. No, let's not dream. But we should be optimistic. And as far as we are concerned, yes, the stores are closed because we want to keep our partners and our customers safe. But we have started delivery in about 19 stores in Mumbai, in Delhi, in Bangalore, and looking to open up in other parts of the country as well. But we've also got a lot of digital initiatives in place. So the first drive-through was ready to be opened and will open soon after we're allowed to. We've got this mobile app coming within a matter of weeks, where you can place an order, customize your beverage exactly the way you like it, pay for it, and you don't have to wait in line to order or pay. You just walk into the store, pick up your beverage, and off you go. So those are things that'll help us bring traffic back. We've got the world-class standards in place of sanitization and hygiene and all those practices with the masks and the gloves and all that. And our customers know that. Our customers know that Starbucks will be a safe place to come to, even as we deliver. Right? It's contactless operation between our partners and the delivery drivers. They're not allowed to enter the store. Our partners place it on the table outside the store. You just pick it up and bring it to the customer's house. So all precautions are being taken, and it is a matter of time. How much time is anybody's guess? It's a matter of time before things will slowly start coming back to normal, and we will come out stronger. I do believe that, because we constantly remain in touch with our customers through virtual coffee tastings, through many other social media avenues, and I hear from customers all the time, right? Many of them have my cell phone numbers. I hear from customers on LinkedIn, in email. People are clamoring to come back. So that's what gives me optimism. Speaking of optimism, we remain absolutely bullish on India, right? This is not changing the way we look at the India market. I'm talking about the Starbucks brand, right? You were referring to the Tata shareholders. We absolutely remain bullish on the Starbucks brand, and our growth plans are very much in place. As a matter of fact, too early to say, but don't be surprised if we even accelerate beyond the normalization period. So hopefully that answers your question about how some of the shareholders are feeling.
I'm so happy to hear that. I mean, like you said, that today we all are apart, but when we will come back, we will come back united, and we will come back with a renewed vigor and with renewed energy. So, I mean, when you said that you are looking at accelerating your expansion, can you throw more light on that? Why would you like to do that? Because most of the companies we've spoken to, they're telling us that, look, we want to cut costs, we want to conserve cash. You're the only management, trust me when I say, I have heard in the last 15 days who's come out on record and said, look, this bad time, I will expand more because I want to gain more market share. I want to take my brand, brand also bigger.
So let me make sure that I'm not unclear in what I said, right? We also believe in conserving cash. We are also tightening our belt. We are also looking at all kinds of fixed and of course, variable costs, right? What I'm talking about is the long-term view. What has happened here has not dampened our long-term view of how strong this brand is and what the potential of Starbucks is in India. We've been here 7 years, Nikunj, right? We've been cash positive for 3 years. Unprecedented, right? The brand has been embraced so substantially by customers wherever we've gone, right? We've gone to several new cities, and we're only in 11 cities so far. So, the world is our oyster, so to speak. There's a lot of canvas that is completely unpainted. And that's what gives us optimism, the love for the brand that our customers have, and our strong faith, our belief in the brand. We absolutely believe that it resonates beautifully, and it does, right? And there's plenty of growth left. As I said, this too shall pass. Now, it will take time. I don't want you to think that I have this Pollyanna-ish attitude, or I'm whistling through the graveyard. No, that's not how it should be seen. What I'm saying is that in the short run, we have to do all the things that we have to do, and everybody knows them, right? But in the long run, let us not think that this is the end of the world. It is not. It is not. It cannot be. Very soon there will be a solution. And there are whispers about it, all over the world media, right? The U.S. stock market went up, 30% in the last, well, I'm talking about my portfolio, several thousand points in the last week or so, because there is a solution in the offing. Something will happen. I have faith, and I have great belief that Starbucks is going to continue to succeed in India. These are temporary, peaks and valleys. Granted, this is a huge thing. It's a huge thing. I don't want anyone to think that I'm minimizing this. I'm not. right? But I refuse to be pessimistic about the long run. There is no need to do that. We continue to remain optimistic. We've got a great team in place, right? We are ready. We've got terrific relationships with landlords who welcome us with open arms, and we are a great tenant, right? So all those and then customers, because you've seen clips of those, right? Every city that we go to, there are lines out the door, literally lines out the door. So with all those favorable factors in place, I don't feel a need to be pessimistic about the long-term future. Let us have faith that this too shall pass, and we will overcome, as they say. We shall overcome.
I'm going to blend my next questions into one, or next two questions into one. One, do you think there is going to be a permanent reboot in your cost? Because of social distancing, you will have to maintain distance within the cafe seating. You will have to spend more money on sanitizing. Long lines at Starbucks counters may be history now. So that's really on the cost front. On the rent front, are you looking at renegotiating your contracts with your landlords? Because it's natural that mall footfalls will decrease and mall owners would be in a position to again renegotiate the contract. So can you blend these thoughts and give your view?
So absolutely. The P&L, as it were, will shift in many ways, right? The top line is going to be different. The middle of the P&L will have to be different, right? We'll have to devise smart ways as time goes by, and we learn as time goes by as well. We'll devise smart ways to not impact the bottom line, right? How successful we'll be, time will tell, right? But there are steps in place already. So, for example, on the top line, there's a much greater focus on delivery today than there was 3 weeks ago, right? And we're seeing great demand for it. The stores that we've opened up are seeing multiples in terms of the number of delivery orders that we're doing from those very locations, right? So we are thinking about the mobile app, as I mentioned earlier. A lot of people will feel safe about placing their order, quickly picking up their drink, or even sending a driver if they're not driving their car themselves, right? Without wasting time. That'll make it easier for them to get their Starbucks coffee. The drive-through will help. Now, we have only one so far, or no, that's not even opened, and those real estates are not easy to get. But I'm saying conceptually, right, drive-throughs will become more important in the future. We are contemplating, pick-up-only stores, and you may see some of those in metropolitan markets. So the approach on the top line will change. The approach on the bottom line will also be further tightened. Now, we have always been a frugal company. We're not the kind of company that you might think is a multi-billion-dollar international brand, and we waste money. We don't. We're very, very frugal about our expenditure. We've always been that way, but we continue to find ways of cutting costs. We're looking literally under every rock, and we've had great success with it in the previous financial year. We will continue to do that, right? And that's our job. That's what we are here to do, right? To sharpen the unit economics. That is what we do. There will be additional costs for sanitization, etc., right? But we'll find ways to offset those costs, from other costs. To your second question about rent negotiation with landlords, as I mentioned earlier, we have terrific relationships with all our landlords. All our landlords. Someday, over a cup of coffee, I'll tell you the number of litigation cases we have, and you will be shocked. Right? We have no need for that. We have fantastic relationships with our landlords, and we are in touch with all of them. Right? And we've had very positive exchanges over email, over phone calls, and the conversation continues. And it wouldn't be appropriate for me to to share details of those conversations with you on TV right now. But I can tell you that everybody understands. These are all sensible people. They're all, well, by definition, the landlords are successful, well-to-do people. They didn't become successful, well-to-do by being unreasonable. They're all reasonable people, and they understand what's going on. And this problem, is so huge that it would be arrogant for any one constituency to think that they can solve this problem by themselves. Not the retailers, not the Retailers Association, which is, by the way, very active and helpful, not the landlords, not the banks, not the government, but all of them together, right? Everybody has to come together to find a solution. We're all in this together. If we don't understand that, we are sunk. We are all in this together, and everybody has to come to the table.
Agreed, Navin. Agreed. We are definitely all in this together. We'll have to leave it there, but great speaking with you this morning, getting a sense of how Starbucks is dealing with the current crisis, and also perhaps what kind of models will emerge for the future. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.